7 Days to Die just got another update, this time 3.2 experimental. It's only available on experimental on PC right now, but it'll be coming to console and stuff later. This update comes with a couple of features the community have been asking for a while, a couple of really nice quality of life things in particular, and it also introduces a bug I found, I think. Unless I'm just stupid, you'll see more about that in a moment. Enough yap from me, let's jump into the actual changes here. So our first feature is a change that has been in some mods for a while in 7 Days to Die that has finally been added to the base game, which is good because now console players are going to have access to this functionality as well. And that is, if you come over to a trader, you can press X to honk and use the door. And you can indeed close it by pressing X again. This is just a convenience feature that means you can kind of bring your vehicle right in to the trader, close it behind you without getting off, and then you come into the trader, you sell your stuff. And you don't have to walk all the way back to wherever you left your vehicle. You can bring it right in here with you without having to fiddle with the doors as much. Realistically, it's going to save you like 10 seconds every time you come to the trader, but hey, small quality of life change that probably took them no time at all to make, and is a quite popular mod for a base game 7 Days to Die anyway. Makes sense to add it. While we're at the trader, we can take a look at another new change. So if we come over to the combined bench, we now have a new UI. So if we take my level 1 tactical assault rifle here and my level 2 tactical assault rifle, we will see the direct result now of what we are going to create without having to like click on this, hold shift, and then click on this and be like, okay, so this is going to get 20% more, but this one's going to give it 40%. And now you have to press the combine button though. And there's also a plus sign which shows you that you have combined this weapon before. And apparently my level 2 is just not that good, but we can make that tactical assault rifle, and we now know that this is like the combined one that you've been working towards. You don't have to like double check if it's your most valuable one. You'll know because it'll have the plus sign, which is a nice tiny little quality of life feature as well. I'm told there are new buff icons for the chicken stress events. I don't entirely know what that's talking about. How do you drop a chicken? Isn't that a thing I could do before? Are you not allowed to drop the chicken? That seems like a bug. I'm pressing G, clicking the mouses. Am I being stupid? Is there a new button for dropping the chicken? I know I could probably do this, but that's a bit of a weird bug. If so, I wasn't able to drop that. Let me see if it was just like a one-time thing. G, clicks, nope. E, R, nope. Q, that's God mode. Enter? I cannot think of a single button that would drop this chicken. I swear it was just G before, but I can't drop it here either. Can I scrap it? Can I put it in the creative menu and delete it? I can do that, I suppose. But yeah, that looks like a bug, unless I'm just being really stupid. There's also a new option for cotton to spawn in junk and in traders, so that if you're playing with crop yield set to none, you do still have a renewable source of cotton specifically. Additionally, so there's a little bit of a jarring transition here. This is me in the post-recording. I set up a whole thing to try and get a screamer to spawn, because spawning screamers in the F6 menu doesn't actually cause them to scream. They're fake, essentially, so you need to summon one organically, I suppose. And it led to a whole thing where I really had a hard time telling necessarily if the new screamer change is actually a thing. And basically what they've said is they have commented out screamers from the entity group's XML file, which means in practice that screamers can no longer summon other screamers when screaming, which is a big quality of life change, assuming it works. But I did have some issues with it, as I said. Let's see that. She's actually not doing much because I'm a very low game stage. I forgot. Let me make myself like level 50 or something. There we go. Now she's bringing in like actual amounts of zombies, and yeah, it looks like pretty normal. No screamers. There's a couple of ferals here. That's fine. And yeah, I think this is a big quality of life improvement. But look, there's another screamer. Was she summoned by the screamer, or is this just one from the heat event? It's honestly hard to tell. Okay, there's now a third screamer, despite the fact I'm not making any heat events. So is the patch notes just wrong? Double check. So commented out screamer spawns in the screamer scout groups in entitygroups.xml to prevent screamers from calling other screamers, but we're watching it happen right now. So what's happening? Let me go take a look at the code. Okay, so I just manually checked myself, and they did comment out the screamers in the code for spawning these little hordes, and yet it is spawning more screamers. So despite the XML being correct, they did comment out all the references to screamers in the entity group's XML file. It seems to just not matter, and something is causing the screamers to summon more screamers anyway, unless, and this is a possibility, there is a mechanism in this game where when you cause a heat event, you actually summon screamers over time. So, for example, when you summon the first screamer, that's just the first screamer, and that heat event you've caused has a chance of rolling more screamers. That's the only thing I could think that would cause this. Maybe we should kill off some of the zombies and see what happens, like if they continue to spawn more screamers. Because I think the game's at its cap right now. Okay, I've pruned it down to just the screamers, plus that guy over there. And it looks to me as if there's definitely a limit to how many screamers, or how many screamer hordes screamers can bring in, which I never noticed before, because they're just not screaming now. Like, they're just bringing nobody else in. So perhaps there is some kind of change there that I'm not understanding, where like there was always going to be a few screamers that come in over time. Because that one screamer was definitely on her own initially, and as there was more screams, there was more things spawned. I think I can actually check this. Hang on, give me a moment. Here we go. So this is where game stage 105 was. That's where I gave myself a boost so that it would actually spawn some stuff. There was no screamers spawned here. So I will, I guess, manually check the logs and see if it spawned more screamers. Okay, so at no point during the screamer hordes did any of the screamers actually physically spawn a screamer. So those extra screamers must have come from something else. Okay, let's pause the AI real quick. So I just triggered a spawn, and what it did is it spawned in a screamer feral, 2 ferals in this wave. Okay, so if we scoot over here, where are they hiding them? There's 1 feral, 2 ferals. Okay, so we kind of knew already that you could summon 2 directly. What I wasn't sure about was over time, like why did 2 more screamers show up? So I guess we just need to repeat the experiment. So let's unpause their AI. Okay, so I'm watching the console pretty intently there, and there are no screamers being spawned. It is just doing everything correctly, spawning the zombies you would expect it to spawn. So I have no idea what happened the first time. Maybe there was a wave of 3 that I just didn't see, like maybe they spawned in different locations. But it seems as though actually you should not suffer from cascading screamers anymore, because I'm not seeing any ones this time. Maybe it was a bug caused by me leveling up at the exact moment. Now, what you'll still have to worry about, of course, is generating so much heat that you summon more screamers, but that's going to be less of a concern now. So cascading screamers should, barring a weird bug that I just had, not be a problem anymore. So that's good. That's a big quality of life change as well. There's nothing more frustrating than screamers arriving and it's like, oh, I have to kill them quickly, and then it becomes a whole thing. I think having it be so that it's actually limited by how many things each screamer can spawn is probably for the best. Assuming it is working correctly, which I'm kind of like 50-50 on. And that is honestly everything that's in this very small update that is currently an experimental on Steam. You'll get it on console at some point, probably a couple of weeks from now at worst. And yeah, tiny update, couple of good changes in there. That's all from me.